Okay, the last problem on the review. You're using the graph to answer the limits. So we have 6 limit problems and we're using the graph to the right. So be careful here. This is kind of like a parabola and there is a solid line in between 1 and 2. Okay, it's on the axis, so it kind of blends in, but there is a solid line there. So first, we are looking at the limit as x approaches -1 from the negative side. Well, if here's -1, here's the negative side, there's no graph here. There's literally nothing there for us to say that there's a limit, okay? So this doesn't exist. There's nothing there to exist, okay? So that side of that limit doesn't exist. Then we have the limit as x approaches -1 from the other side. Well, this time we do have graph that we can follow. Remember, you're always going towards -1, not starting at -1 and going away. You go towards -1. So when we hit the spot that's at -1, our answer is +1. So just a side note, the limit as x approaches -1 does not exist, okay? Because those sides do not match. Just so you know what that is, okay? Because we have does not exist and 1, those are not the same thing. So the whole limit doesn't exist. Okay, so then we have the limit as x approaches 0. There's no plus or minus after, so we're looking at both sides at once. Those do go to the same place. Even though the point is moved, it does not matter. Limits only care about the line, the graph itself, not the point. They're going to the same place, and the place they're going is 0. So that limit is equal to 0, and that limit does exist. The next one, +1 from the right. Okay, so here's +1. Here's the graph from the right. Yeah, it's there. We have some graph, so that's going to 0 as well. What is the limit as x approaches 1 as a whole? Okay, well this time we need to look from, here's the right, but on the left, the graph isn't down here, it's up here, going towards 1. So that side would be 1. We already said the other side was 0. They do not go to the same place, so this limit does not exist. And then finally, we have the limit as x approaches 2. Okay, so 2 is here. We need to look at both sides. On this side, it's going towards 2, and we have graph. But on this side, there's no graph anywhere. There's not a graph up here. There's not a graph down there. There's not a graph right here. There's nothing there. So this limit also does not exist. And that's it for this problem.